7 at 11 starts right now.
A validation of sorts. Now Bruin is through! He's done it again!
Too fast, too powerful, too much for the Houston Dynamo to handle. Your Seattle Sounders booted their way back to the MLS Cup final tonight, and they did it in convincing fashion.
They sure did, Dave. Cover 7's David Solano is live at CenturyLink Field tonight with a recap of how they made that happen tonight. David, what a win!
What a night, you guys. Absolutely. Those Sounders putting on a show against the Houston Dynamo in Leg 2 of their Western Conference Championship here at CenturyLink Field. And this means Seattle is punching its ticket to that MLS Cup final against Toronto. Let's recap tonight's contest here at CenturyLink Field. And to the 22nd minute we go. How about this goal? Check out Victor Rodriguez. The very nice touch. And he's going to send it over the keeper for his first career postseason goal. A beautiful goal. Seattle now with a 3-0 aggregate lead. Sounders are just getting started. How about Clint Dempsey finishing the cross from Jovan Jones in the 57th minute, and that is his third goal of the playoffs. And then more Sounders. Will Bruin, the finishing touches against his former team in the 73rd minute. Sounders take it 3-0 your final, and for the first time ever, Seattle has advanced to the MLS Cup final on its home field.
I said this last year, that having a chance to win such big trophies and then doing it is very well a once-in-a-lifetime chance.
We got a very deep squad. We got a very good squad at all positions. We've had guys step up and play great, and you know we're almost to our end goal, and we got one more game we got to win on the road.
I think it comes down to the players just want it. I mean, I think they want another championship. I know Dempsey is super motivated. I know Roman and Nico and all the guys that were here last year, Ozzy, they're super motivated.
We still have our work cut out for us. You know, you have everything to play for, and at the beginning of the season, we wanted to repeat, and we're in a position now that possibly maybe that can be done.
And it's not just the Sounders FC players celebrating tonight. How about the great fans here in Seattle? They have been with their team every single step of the way and are fired up. You know, we caught up with one of the Sounders fans who has a very bold prediction about the MLS Cup final.
The city expects to be in the finals. I think the city knows what it's like to be a champion, as evidenced by the Sounders, Seahawks, hopefully Mariners in a few years. But what I think is this team's going to be a champion again, and we're going to have a great victory parade in 2 to 3 weeks.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The fans are what it is all about. So as we mentioned, Sounders punching their ticket back to the MLS Cup final. We are live tonight at CenturyLink Field. David Solano, Cairo 7 News.
Yeah, fans already looking forward to a parade around here. That's amazing. David, thanks.
New at 11, it has happened again. Video shows you the aftermath of the latest collision with the pedestrian bridge at the Arboretum in Seattle. Even with new signage, neighbors say incidents like this are still piling up.
And while we were there working on that story tonight, Cairo 7's Runji Sinha captured another near miss and spoke with that driver. Runji?
Well, Dave, that is the case. We'd only been here on Lake Washington Boulevard East for a few minutes. When we saw that box truck pull up, realized it was not going to fit underneath this bridge. Now, if it had hit this bridge, it would have been the second time this week. There is still debris from the first incident. You can see a sign that was bent. The truck hit right in this section, and some people say that's very common.
It looks like it hit the low part of the bridge on the right-hand side of the truck and then just kind of like exploded.
Brian Weaver told us about his drives around Western Washington, which he chronicles on YouTube as traffic infractions. This past Tuesday, his dashcam caught the aftermath of an accident where a box truck hit this bridge and lost its top. The incident even forces another driver to turn around.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it could have happened to me.
We showed the video to this truck driver who nearly hit the bridge. He stopped and avoids it, but traffic backs up and he has to turn around.
I couldn't make the bridge. I can't risk it. The signs weren't very clear, so I just noticed when I made the turn.
Cairo 7 has covered multiple incidents, collisions in 2015 and 2016. In 2008, a bus from Garfield High School carrying students hit the bridge.
Yes, I have heard it.
What does it sound like?
A huge boom, like a bomb.
Jamie Johnston says she's seen the bridge claim many vehicular victims.
That's the second truck I've seen that has been destroyed like that because of that bridge.
Charles Elkins lives within earshot of the bridge and has had his own personal run-in.
When we moved in here, our moving truck did the same thing.
The bridge has warning signs on it before it and a flashing alert. It also bears the scars of past brushes with trucks, signaling this will probably happen again. Now, some people we spoke to say it's relatively dark here, which does make it difficult for truck drivers. Others say they're blindly following GPS in some cases. There really are no warnings. Now, we have seen traffic open on this road all evening long, and we've also seen people using the footbridge in that time. We're live in Seattle. Ranji Sinha, Kiro 7 News.
This just into the Kiro 7 newsroom. A 5-year-old boy who was abducted 3 years ago was just found in Linwood safe and sound. Now his father is finally behind bars. U.S. Marshals say 48-year-old Michael Stevens kidnapped his son in 2014 in Riverside County, California, during an authorized visit by the courts. The big break in the search came this month when investigators received an anonymous tip that Stevens may be living in Snohomish County. Police tracked him down and made the arrest. His son is now with Child Protective Services.
New at 11, a high school teacher in Covington is on leave for allegedly sending inappropriate Snapchats to a student. That teacher works at Kentwood High School, and his alleged victim is a 16-year-old girl. The King County Sheriff's Office tells us the messaging goes back to the 2015 school year. No arrests have been made, but we're told the case is ongoing.
I'm just like, oh, I got this guy now. I'm getting my watch back.
Only on Kiro 7, a Linwood jewelry store employee describes the moment he tackled a suspected robber just before the suspect's buddies stepped in to pull him off. It is the second heist at the Alderwood Mall in just 24 hours. Robbers hit the Benbridge jeweler on Tuesday before police say a separate group last night also targeted high-end watches just feet away at Arc Watchworks and Engraving. Kiro 7's Jessica O is live there tonight. And Jessica, police say these two incidents are not related, but that makes the brazen trend even more alarming.
That's absolutely right, Lindsay. And there may be a lot of thefts at the mall, especially during the holiday season, but back-to-back robberies at the mall, according to police, are certainly rare. In both instances at the Alderwood Mall, the suspects stole high-end watches. And thanks to the actions of a watchmaker, some of the suspects in last night's case are now behind bars.
Getting a free Rolex? No, not on my watch.
Scott Jarrett was determined when a customer ran off with an $8,000 Rolex Wednesday, so the watchmaker sprung into action.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I ended up vaulting over the counter.
And chased that suspect through the mall.
I'm just sprinting after him, and he keeps looking over his shoulder thinking he's going to get away.
He didn't. Scott tackled the robber in the parking lot.
I guess the saggy pants didn't really help him out too much. He ended up tripping face first into their getaway car.
Linwood police say several people were in the car and they put up a fight.
They had to pull me off of him because I wasn't going to let him go anytime soon.
They eventually drove off. Police found 4 of the 5 suspects hiding in nearby stores.
In this case, the guy just walks in, wasn't attempting to conceal his identity at all.
But detectives don't think the suspects responsible for stealing the Rolex did this the night before. 2 robbers smashed the glass and took off with high-end watches on Tuesday, a different M.O. from what detectives saw last night.
One on top of each other like this involving high-value watches, that's kind of rare.
Police say what Scott did to the thief is also rare.
I think they're all just really stunned that I guess like a watchmaker would just kind of give chase to them.
A bold response to a brazen theft that police say may have stopped a crime ring.
Even though they made off with the Rolex, it's good to know I might have prevented further incidents.
And investigators believe those suspects may be tied to other robberies or burglaries in other jurisdictions. We know Seattle police is investigating them for an incident at University Village. As far as the incident at Bend Bridge goes, we know investigators are still looking for those suspects, adding that it appears they may be a part of a sophisticated crime ring. Reporting live tonight, Jessica O, Kiro 7 News.
Despite working into the night, the Senate broke tonight with how to vote on the Republican tax reform bill. This comes as the nonpartisan Joint Committee on Taxation says the GOP tax plan would add more than $1 trillion to the federal deficit over the next decade, even when factoring in economic growth. Supporters say it will grow America's economy. Opponents argue it helps the rich at the expense of the middle class. The next votes are tomorrow morning, and right now the GOP can only afford to lose 2 votes to get that bill passed.
U.S. immigration officials say they will deport the Mexican man at the center of the San Francisco pier shooting that ignited controversy around the country. A jury found Jose Zarate not guilty this afternoon in the murder of Kate Steinle back in 2015. Despite a federal immigration request to detain him for deportation, he was released from jail just before the shooting under San Francisco's sanctuary city law. On Twitter tonight, President Trump called the verdict disgraceful and said, no wonder the people of our country are so angry with illegal immigration.
Tense moments today for Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan when she toured small businesses on Capitol Hill.
Thank you so much, Peter.
As U.S. Attorney Jenny
Thank you very much.
A 5-time sex offender.
You don't represent the people of Seattle.
No, you guys. It's all right.
The outburst occurred at Elliott Bay Bookstore. Mayor Durkan used the incident to share her vision.
Look, I think there's not many mayors who could organize anarchists. So it's just showing you that we are going to be that kind of mayor we're welcoming voices from all places.
A short time later, Durkan signed her executive order creating the Small Business Advisory Board. One of the protesters was taken into custody after the managers of Elliott Bay complained about trespassing.
The man shot by Auburn police is expected to be released from Harborview Medical Center tomorrow. He is being guarded there by officers after yesterday's shooting. Police say that they spotted that man in a stolen vehicle. When they tried to pull the car over, the driver took off, eventually crashing on Auburn Way North and 9th Street. The suspect ran away, and police say he threatened people and drivers with his gun as he ran. They opened fire when they say he would not put it down. No police officers were injured.
Coming up, a Snohomish County nanny turns crime fighter to take down a suspected package thief.
Amazing, and she doesn't take any crap from anybody.
How long she held on before police arrived.
Plus, something fishy just spawned way downstream. Why biologists say they're baffled as to how Seattle salmon just popped up in a California creek.
I'm pinpointing 2 more weather systems moving in. The first on Friday, pinpointing exactly which areas have the heaviest rain and where mountain snow will be heaviest.